Hello and welcome to Flavors and Seasonings. Christmas is round the corner, so when it is Christmas time, it requires something special and incredibly delicious. Today I'm going to share with you the best Christmas rum cake recipe. This is the best recipe to make a rich, dense, moist, nutty and fruity cake, which is the ultimate choice for a special Christmas dessert. It takes a lot of time and effort to make this cake, but believe me, the end result is truly worth it. It has a long shelf life and it can be kept up to 3 months in the refrigerator or even for a longer period if it is freezed. It can be kept for 2 weeks at room temperature also. The longer you keep, the more it enhances in taste. So let's see the method. In a large bowl, I have taken some dried fruits here. I've taken red glazed cherries, golden raisins, lemon peels, pineapple peels, some tutti frutti, some dark raisins or black currants. These are the dates, chopped dates, and this is the cranberry. The last one I'm going to put is the black currant or the black raisins, you can say, the dark raisins. These are the fruits I have. I'm going to mix them well. Since it is a rum cake, I'm going to soak my fruits in aged dark rum. I've taken 3/4 cup of rum to soak my fruits here in a large bowl. Now, if you do not want rum, you can take any other alcohol, that is whiskey or gin. If you do not want alcohol to be used in the cake, you can use apple juice or orange juice to soak the fruits. Here we are going to soak them nicely and keep them covered at room temperature for around a week. Yes, the longer you will keep the fruit soaked in the alcohol, the more rich and tasty your fruit cake will become. I have added 1/4 teaspoon of lemon zest also here for the good taste. Now I'm taking this and keeping it for 1 week. You can keep it overnight also, but at least keep it overnight. So after 1 week, I'm going to have a look at my fruits which are soaked. They are nicely soaked now in the rum, and now I'm going to strain them. So here is the strainer. I'm going to strain my soaked fruits. They are now absolutely ready to go into the cake batter. The fruits have nicely soaked the rum in a week, and now we are going to strain them nicely and then keep them aside for the later use in the cake batter. See, they look good. Now comes the next step of sifting all the dry ingredients. Here I have taken 2 cups of all-purpose flour or maida. We're taking 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, some spices, that is ginger powder, cinnamon powder, cloves powder, 1/4 teaspoon each, and I'm going to sift them nicely. Now sifting is a very important step whenever you bake any type of cake. It helps the cake to rise well, and even in the dry ingredients, if there are any lumps, it would eradicate that. Now see, I have sifted nicely my dry ingredients. Now comes the next step, mixing them well. With a spoon or a fork, you can mix them well so that every dry ingredients is actually mixed and it's a dry ingredient mixture. Next step is to mix these nuts into the flour. I've taken 1/4 cup of chopped almonds, 1/4 cup of chopped cashews, pistachios 1/4 cup chopped. I'm going to mix them well in 1 teaspoon of the flour mixture, the same flour mixture which we sifted just now. We are not going to take any extra flour, otherwise it would hinder the measurements. Now I'm going to coat the nuts in the flour very well. Here you go. Now keep them aside. Next, take 1/2 cup of butter in a large mixing bowl. Butter should be at room temperature and start beating it with an electric hand blender till fluffy. You can see my butter has softened well. Next, I'm going to add in it my cup and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now 1 1/4 cup of brown sugar is added into the butter and I'm going to mix it well. Mix both these things nicely so that it's good and crumbly mixture. Next is I'm going to add my eggs. I'm using 3 large eggs at room temperature, but I'm going to add them one at a time. We need to add eggs one by one so that it goes into the mixture and mixture doesn't have any lumps on it. I'm going to mix one by one all the eggs, and lastly I'm going to add my vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon. Mix nicely the cake batter. These are our wet ingredients basically. So we are going to now add our dry ingredients into this wet ingredients mixture in batches, not fully, otherwise it would have lumps in it. Mix gently with a spatula. Do not overmix it, otherwise it would ruin the cake. When the mixture of your cake or the cake batter is gently combined, well combined, you can see over here, if you feel that it is dry, you can add some milk or orange juice also. I'm now adding my soaked fruits and coated nuts into the cake batter and mixing everything well. Here, keep in mind, don't be harsh on the cake batter. Please gently mix everything well. Do not overmix. Now my cake batter is ready. Again, if your cake batter is all dried up, you can liquefy it by adding a little bit of orange juice. I'm not adding anything here because it looks perfect to me. So the cake batter is ready to go into the cake tin. I have lined and greased a 7-inch cake tin and I'm going to transfer my cake batter into it. Lining of the cake over here with the parchment paper is important because it is a slow baking cake. It will take time to bake and the sides will start burning. So to avoid burning of the sides, we need to align it with these parchment paper strips. Over here I'm going to garnish with some dried soaked fruits. Now do not use unsoaked fruits, you need to have soaked fruits so that they will not dry and burn from the top while the cake will bake. Tap the cake tin 2-3 times and you can see our cake is ready to go into the oven. Preheat the oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees centigrade and bake your cake for 1 hour and 40 minutes. This is the approximate time. You can keep checking, and if your cake turns brown from the top, please add aluminium foil on it. Now after 1 hour 40 minutes, you can see our cake is completely baked. I have removed the strips and we are now going to quickly check it with a toothpick. And the toothpick is clean, so that means our cake is completely baked and you can see how rich and royal it is looking. It looks so gorgeous. But remember one thing, whenever you bake a Christmas rum cake, do not eat it or cut it at the same day. Wrap it in the parchment paper or butter paper like this and keep it at room temperature after cooling it down completely, and then cut it the next day, at least after 1 day. So here I am opening my rum cake the next day and placing it on my plate or tray and dusting with some icing sugar, garnished with some fresh cherries here. And look how amazing my cake is looking. I can't wait to slice a bite. So here we go. We're going to cut the slice and look from the inside. Wow, it is just so awesome. All the fruits are there, the nuts are there, and it tastes heavenly. So guys, hope you like this recipe. Do try this Christmas, give your feedback, and if you like it, hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel. I'll be back soon. Bye bye. Thank you. Merry Christmas.